And we have the interior. I mean, this isn't much of an interior, but then this isn't, you know, like a huge, super massive ship. And so all I'm going to do here is spend a few seconds to kind of make sure that, you know, this is visible, right? So you can see that. Oh, frack. So this is the downside of jumping out of your ship before it's done. You tend to come out here into the, you know, the little spot. So tab F8 is your friend. It's not the greatest chair I've ever made either, but it's getting there. Okay, so now
I think I'm done for the night.
All right, take it easy, man. It's nice
Have
having you
fun.
around. Yeah.
Also,
Fun.
Saber is still surprisingly going.
Yeah, it's the weekend. He streams like crazy on the weekend.
I will be back tomorrow for anyone that's watching my stuff.
Definitely go check his stuff out tomorrow.
Yes. Finishing up this
It's
paint.
worth it. All right. Well, take it easy, man.
Yep.
Alright, so we got a faction module in. Normally, I take a faction module and put it in front of the core. That's a choice for you. What a faction module is nearly impossible to kill, so putting it in front of your core is a good idea sometimes. And Fractal, thanks for coming by, and I will see you later, hopefully. Now, we're gonna do... We were gonna do cannon, rapid fire cannons. And we're going to do a beam missile. And we're going to actually play with the beam missile, which is a sniper missile. We're going to play with that a little bit. So we're going to go missile, beam. Well, it's not beam missile, it's missile beam. Cannon. So let's go ahead and put in some of our cannons here. I'm going to go ahead and turn that to 10. And we're going to put these so that they're separate. And the reason is because that means that this one will fire and this one will fire, right? And that's always a plus. We're actually going to skip one layer, and we're going to do it again. And then going to bring that in. So that one will be a little bit weaker, but that's okay. And we're going to do it again. Now, the reason I'm not going on the outside is because I like to put shields on the outside. But that's just a personal preference. So, there we go. There we go. And there we go. So, we've got our cannons in. Right now, as it stands, it does 1200 damage. It's not a huge amount, but it will be a rapid fire cannon, so it'll be easy to aim. And this isn't even going to be the kill weapon. Not even remotely close. That will be the missile. This will be to nuke out shields and the like. So, now, we're going to add a... So we've got, let's see, that's 250 cannon blocks. That'll be easy to make up with the secondary. I'm not going to do any effects on these, but you add effects just like you add secondaries or whatever. But what we are going to do is we're actually going to delete this block, grab the missile computer again, and we're going to reorient it so that it's aimed directly up. This is a little trick that Dal and I came up with, and it works so very well. So right here, we're going to go ahead and add a single missile. It's not going to be anything too special, but we're going to add a single missile. It's going to be a sniper missile. So it's going to have a long recharge, but that's okay. How many blocks? That's 45. We'll go 51. Or 53? Something like that. 56. Whatever. My brain is not entirely working right now. So this is actually going to fire straight up. And the reason I don't want to go with swarmers is because while they are effective, you need to make sure that they're powerful enough. And right now, this is not going to be powerful enough to do swarmers effectively. So We need 56 blocks. Oops, that is not... Now I'm getting these confused again. Damage beam. And plus, snipers are just about impossible to outrun, which is really nice. There's 40. 54. 56. So there we go. We got ourselves a sniper missile, and that's done. So this is the main cannon. We're going to go ahead and add the ancillary cannon. And we need about 250 blocks. Yeah. Well, and a whole lot of them is fine, but let's say you're running with, let's say you're on a multiplayer server. What happens when, you know, you fire off swarmers next to your friend? Those swarmers are going to hit your friend, and they're going to really screw up his day, and he's going to be really mad at you. So, yeah. Swarmers are effective in very specific circumstances, and you really need to know what you're getting into first in order to really use swarmers effectively, in my opinion. Alright, so we're at 269. Okay, I need to undo the last one. 260. Okay. So we can just kind of get rid of these. Oops. 254. There. And that one. Okay. So that's 100%, 100%. We're done. Okay. And now we're going to add in a battery. The way you want to do this, we're going to get rid of the blocks that we no longer need. The way that we're going to do this is we're going to go find the power capacitor, and we're going to grab a crap load of these. 1,000 will be fine. And meanwhile, we're also going to go ahead and grab shields. We're going to need shield capacitors and shield rechargers. So let's add in the battery first, because we need to be able to fire these weapons, and they're going to require a certain amount of power to do so. So we're going to start there. Now, one of the things that I do like to do with these, this top part I'm going to play with a little bit in just a minute, but what I like to do a lot of times is run these all the way out, because you're already... So batteries, you want to connect. You want them all to be connected to each other. That's kind of your goal. So it makes one system. They're all linked. And what that will mean is they're going to be a lot more effective. So we'll slide this in. What's our power total? 195,000. So, we're going to grab a camera. You know, come on. Oh, inventory's full. Okay, don't need that. Son of a bitch. That's fast enough. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and slap in a camera up front. Camera placement is really up to you, 100%. But I like to kind of have it centered right up in the front. We're going to put it there for the moment. It's not going to be its final position, I don't think. But we can go ahead and grab the missile, grab the cannon, and we're going to go make sure that this stuff fires. Because if it doesn't, we've got problems. So, no problem there. I'm going to get a good little target lock here. Let's see if this fires. Yeah, no problem. Let's see what it did. Hey, Saber. Yep, built a brand new ship. So that's what that did in one hit. That should be able to take out your pirate for you. Yeah, this is where we're at right now. Let's go ahead and jump off here. And it's already halfway recharged, so, you just gotta kind of play with it a little bit. But yeah, this is a random little ship that we put together. So we've got plenty of power. We're gonna start doing shields. This is gonna be a pretty heavily shielded piece of equipment, for lack of a better term. Let's just fill in. I like to do shields towards the edges, mostly because I saw Zero Sun do it, and I really liked the idea, so now I do that. And then we're gonna do a few thrusters here and a few. One of the reasons I don't like to do thrusters right away is because the mass of the ship changes. Okay, so the reason I fire missiles up is because most ships, on average, right, are longer than they are wide or tall, and they're wider than they are tall. So usually, like, max dimension goes length. It's usually longest. It's usually longer. Yeah, you get what I mean. So the shortest distance is its height in most ships. So if the missile comes down from the top or bottom, it has a better chance of hitting the core. So we're gonna put some recharges here, and that's why I do upward-facing missiles when it comes to sniper missiles. It doesn't work with all of them, and some of them obviously you're spamming certain missiles, so who cares, right? But yeah. Okay, so, and just so you guys know, at 67 meters, this is what I would call a heavy fighter. Because I'm nuts. Alright, so let's take a look at our jump drive here. How many do I need? I need 324, so we're going to go up to 400, which should do it for our jump drive. So that will make this thing jump capable. And we have plenty of space in here, so we'll do that. What are we at now? What did that do? Not much. 72, okay. Right, because I'm not freaking placing jump drives. It's been a long night. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right, this should at least change the freaking value. Yeah. There we go. We'll add that one there. Kind of come up here. And like so. Let's see what we're standing at now. It's 192 out of there. So we're going to go ahead and finish this off. This, and we're going to go up to about, so it's 392, so we want about 450, because that's about the mass of this ship once it's finished. Or no, we'll need 400 because it's at 330. I thought it was at like 392 or so. So we're going to kind of we're just filling in where we can all the extraneous little pieces. I'm actually thinking I might fill in a little bit of the outside engine pods with some of these, because why not? We'll see. See where this puts us. So you can find the number that you need right here. So we're at 340 out of 337. Yeah, this should be able to blow shit up. It's going to be a very protective frigate, I think. Should be able to... It'll either be decently shielded or it'll have a lot of thrust. I try to do both. No promises. All right, 388. We're gonna go all the way up to 400 or so, a little over, and that's just so that as I add mass to the ship with more blocks, we shouldn't have to redo the jump drives. It should be a 1-to-1, which is, you know, optimum. Well, not optimum, but that's your goal. I think that's like a 10-second jump, if I remember right. I think that's right. All right, there we go. So we've got a fair amount on here. We're gonna do some thrusters now. We need a decent amount of thrust on this thing. It is small, so it may as well be decently nimble. We're sitting at like 688 mass, so let's go for about 1,000 thrusts. And I'm gonna go ahead and kick the music back on, because music. And so we're kind of in the long haul, the final stretch really, as we start filling in systems here. There we go. What are we at now? So we're at 336 thrust, which is pretty good. We'll actually have plenty of space to do all the thrusts we want, and then we can kind of super shield the thing. 450. Again, this isn't as efficient as it could be. Oop. But it's efficient enough. Did I do that wrong? No. No. Like that. So, we're just kind of filling in a whole bunch of empty spaces, including these ones here. So I'm pushing myself into blocks so I can see where the empty spaces are. And take it around, take it easy, G-Mit, I'll see you around. Take it around. Yeah, that's what I totally meant to say. I am so freaking out of it today. Alright. Let's see, we're at 766. We're gonna have to go above 1,000 with the rate that this thing's mass is increasing. That's okay. We can do that. So there's 1,000. So I'd really like to get like, you know, like a maybe 2-to-1-ish, 1.5 thrust to mass ratio. There we go. Oops. So we're at 1,400 now. Okay. Let's get the these done. So these are just going to be thrusters, basically. And that'll be the end of the thruster spam. And that's just so that I can get a good thrust to mass ratio. Because at this size, you kind of want some speed. You know, this should be able to accelerate pretty quickly. Get you in and out of trouble, hopefully. Hopefully out more than in, but no promises. Okay, so we're at 2,000 thrusts. That's pretty solid. Let's make sure it works without draining power. And it does, no problems. Awesome. Let's get back on shields and shield rechargers. So what I'm gonna start with, I'm gonna go put shield recharges over here in the wings because I like to do that. So that's what we're gonna do. There we go. And we're gonna start laying down some serious shields. Let's grab the shield blocks though. So at this size ship with the amount of room that we have here, we're gonna aim for, you know, a solid 10 to 15,000 shields minimum. We're gonna aim a lot closer to 50, but should be perfectly fine to pretty much do whatever we want. Alright, we're at 11,000 shields. So far so good. How much room do we have across the ship? Not a whole lot. So we're gonna go ahead and we're at 11,000 shields. We're gonna go up a little bit more. We're gonna fill these in. And again, normally I would have pared down all the extra blocks and it would have given me a lot more systems room, which is why I was saying 50,000. You could easily get that if you screw around. So we're going to add some rechargers here and there. I'd like to get 1,000 recharge if I can. Each block gives you like, I think it's 5 or 10 recharge. I'm not sure. So we're almost 1,000. Alright. And we're at almost. Okay. Are we at? Yeah, we're at 1,000 recharge. That's going to be enough. It's 1,000 per second out of combat. It's not quite that much in combat, but that's fine. Right now, what we want is that stock, just brute force initial shield. Because the thing is that with pirates, the trick is once you kill off a couple of them, they're a lot less deadly. You know, they do really well massed fire, but the second, you know, you kind of knock them out of that, you're golden, and you don't have to worry about shield recharge. So you kind of want a decent front load shield. Typically, people say 10% of your total shields should be recharged. I think that's true of larger ships, but these smaller ones, sometimes you want to just front load shields. That's kind of what I'm doing. Okay. So right now we're just going through, we're grabbing the last bits of just extra blocks. We'll use some shield rechargers here and there to just sort of finish that out. That's about everything. We still have this one line right here. So what we're gonna do here, I'm thinking, let's see. I don't think I want to do detailing. We'll do thrust. Yeah, we'll do thrust. I guess that works. More thrusters! Yay! Plus they look good. I guess that's where the camera's staying. I can't be asked to move it. It's such a pain in the ass. Okay, so out here we have some more space. We're at 19,000 shields. We can push this up over 20,000 shields, which will be pretty good. There we go. That should be, yeah, 21,700 some shields. And we're kind of leaving some systems open. I don't really do this very often, but I think it'd be kind of cool. So now we're going to add in the last bits of detailing. So these are every 3 blocks that I'm doing this. And we're going to go ahead and add in this little ribbing kind of thing, I guess, for lack of a better term. Again. And if I'm right, yeah, we're done. Obviously, there would be more detailing done typically, but for all intents and purposes, we're done. I don't really, honestly, it's just because I don't feel like doing more detailing right now. Done enough. So I'm just gonna, I may look around and see if there's anything that I could tweak. But I don't really see much. Like, you can add some weird systems here. Yeah, the entrance is right here. Drop down, and you're good. Speaking of which, gravity module probably be helpful. Let's do that. We'll grab the last little necessities then. Take one of those. 2 storage modules. We'll go to decoration, grab a medical bed, a couple of medical supplies. We'll slap this stuff in. So turn off symmetry. So on either side we'll go medical supply there, storage like that, and then we'll do gravity like that. Yeah, we can do a quick test. Hold on one second. Anybody got a name for it? Because I have not named this one in my head yet. There we go. Oh, okay. So what I'm gonna do then is, for the video, I'm gonna end that here. I might have to break it into parts because reasons. Because I think I was working on this for like 2 hours, so I'll probably break it into parts and it'll be up soon. So hope if you're watching this, you already know if it's been broken up into parts or not. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you again next time.